I want to show you how to make an original figure for your poster. Here is an outline of my poster. Title is up here at the top. My name, the institution, department is up here. The abstract will go right in the beginning, and my references will go right in the end. I'll have an introduction, methods section, results section will go from column 2 to 3, and then finally a discussion section. The most important part of any poster will be the tables and figures, because that is what will bring your audience in, and that is what you will use as your talking points to communicate with the audience. For my poster, I'm going to have 5 figures and 1 table. Figures 1 and 2 will be in the introduction, and they'll show a map, geographical location of the park itself. Figure 2 will be of the organisms that I'm looking at, some trees and an insect. Figure 3 will show the methods that the scientists are using to capture and study these insects. Figure 4 will be a diagram showing the life cycle of the blue-spotted yellow hopper insect. Figure 5 will be a graph, and that's the graph, my original figure that I'm going to show you how to make here in a second. And finally, I'm going to have a table in my discussion section, which will look at the different types of insecticides that the scientists use to kill this insect pest and the effectiveness of each. I need to start out with data. And in order to obtain data, I can either go out in the field and collect it myself, or I can rely on scientists to do that for us. In this class, we don't actually have a lab component, so we're not going to go out and collect these data, and so we're going to have to rely on other scientists to gather that information for us. This is a journal article that I downloaded using Web of Science, which we've talked about before in class. The journal is Scientific Reports. These are the authors right here. The first author is Jean-Francois Alouf. The title of the article is right here. It was published in the year 2018, volume 8, pages 16,314. This journal article contains a lot of really useful information that I'm going to use for my poster. One bit of information, one really important piece of data that I want to present is shown right here in this table. This table looks at the number of different tree species in Glacier Peak National Park from the years 2009 to the year 2018. This is really great. It does a really good job of looking at each numbers and presenting this to the audience, but I think it would be much better for my poster if I took these data and turned it into a colorful graph that I could really engage my audience with. And so I've started the graph right here. Here's my table up here, and all of these numbers I obtained from the primary source, from the journal article, and I've already, as you can see, populated some of these to get a head start. I'll show you briefly how I can do this. So for 2009, we know these data here for each of these trees, and it's as simple as typing these numbers in here. So there were 131 individual American sycamores, 123 red maple, 235 tulip poplar, and 429 white oak, for a total of 918 trees in the park. And so these data are presented here. In orange, we can see the white oak. In this light brown, we can see the tulip poplar. In the cream color, we have the red maple, and we have the American sycamore in dark black brown. I'm going to fill in these other numbers here, and again, these numbers I obtained from the journal article, so they're right here. In 2010, there were 415 individual white oaks, 401 in 2011, 365 in 2012, and 322 in 2013. So now I have my graph here showing the different tree species for the years and how many of each were found in the park. Part of my poster is looking at an invasive insect, the blue spotted yellow hopper, that actually kills certain species of these trees. And from the graph, you can easily see that this insect really likes to eat white oaks. And you can see that in the fact that these numbers have decreased dramatically since this insect was detected in the park. So I want to add a little bit more information about the insect, and that's what we have right here. I have, did the scientists detect the blue spotted yellow hopper in the park? No, they did not. No, they did not. No, they did not for these particular years here. But starting in 2012, yes, they did. I want to finish this off, and so it's as easy as typing the word yes in here. And so I'm going to finish this off for the years 2017 and 2018. I also want to show my audience what the insect looks like. I have a JPEG file that I downloaded from another source. The source was a technical report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And I can simply drag this right into here, and here is the blue spotted yellow hopper. You'll notice that it has a white background, so it makes it hard to see my graph in the back. But with numbers, I can use this really cool tool called Instant Alpha, and it allows me to get rid of all of this white background. It becomes transparent, and now I can move this insect anywhere on my graph, and I can see the numbers behind it. It's a little too big, so I want to shrink it down. I want to shrink it down, and I want to actually put it right up here at the top. So now I have my figure. I really like the way it looks. I think it's ready to go. What to do is to write the figure caption, which is an important part of the figure itself, and I've written that down here. Figure 5 caption gives the title of this graph: population of American sycamore, red maple, tulip poplar, and white oak in Glacier Peak National Park from the years 2009 to 2018. I describe what the different colors mean. I describe what yes and no means up here. And most importantly, I provide a reference for where this information was obtained. I say that the data for this graph was obtained from the publication. I list the authors, the journal, scientific reports, the year published, the volume number, and the page. I also list the source of my image right here. It was obtained from the U.S. Department of Agriculture Pest Insects Technical Report, published in 2016, Chicago, Illinois, and include the page number. So now I have a complete figure, a graph right here. I obtained this data from my journal article over here. I have my figure caption, and now I'm ready to insert this into my poster.